my name is Brandon, and about a year and a half ago at this point, I bought this moving truck, and I've been living in it since then. Well, I threw a bed in the back first, and I've been living in it since then. Yeah, when I moved out to the Bay Area, I realized that I didn't need like an apartment. Just from experience of interning out here a year before, I realized I was never going to be home. There's a lot of interesting stuff to do in the area all the time, and all I really needed was a bed. And so I figured, you know, I knew where my priorities lied, let's do it, and that's how I ended up with this. So I work as a software engineer here in the Bay Area. I make, pre-tax money, considering bonuses and stock grants and stuff like that, about $200,000 a year. So I'm very fortunate in that regard. I can certainly afford to live here if I wanted to, in an apartment in the area. I've been taking most of the money that I probably would have spent on rent and just investing that and building up for hopefully early retirement. So I don't really think that I'm losing anything by not living in an apartment. I'd say it's probably a net gain to my happiness. You know, not sitting in traffic for 45-hour each way a day, commuting to work is like a blessing. And having the truck kind of sets my other priorities in line. Like, for example, if I want to shower every day, I have to go to the gym, so it keeps me in good shape. So, totally lost my train of thought there. Oh yeah, so I've been just investing the extra money, and I'm hoping to retire in 7 or 8 years on like a very modest income, and then do more traveling. Welcome to my spacious abode. So here we have a bike rack, but like a bike rack, which is basically just a piece of wood screwed to some other pieces of wood. Keeps the bike in place when I'm driving and is easy enough to unsecure when I don't need it. I have the main attraction of the house is the bed, my unkempt bed. I'm in the market for a new bed actually. I bought this from like a random Craigslist dealer when I first moved out here and actually didn't have any money. So that was fun. And then I just have like a bureau. I have some leather straps super glued to the sides so that it doesn't open up while I'm driving. And then it's easy enough to just slide those open and put those back on when I'm done. And then a random bin of crap. And that's pretty much everything I own. And then, my sunroof. I'm looking for a more permanent way to keep this up. For right now, I use some neodymium magnets to keep the vent in place, and then it's pretty easy to open and close from there. And then a coat rack for jackets, not that you need them that often in California, except for today. A couple nice shirts. So yeah, that's the entire truck. There is not much else going on in here. So as you guys can see, it's gorgeous. It's very aesthetically pleasing. It's like, I like to compare it to the Ritz. I think it's like, maybe 3.5, 4 stars. But in all seriousness, it has pretty much just the bare minimum I need. So when I moved into it, the only thing I had was a bed and a suitcase. So I've upgraded since then. I bought an IKEA dresser, which I built in the back of this truck and was hysterically awful because it was like 100 degrees every day and this thing is an oven. So yeah, there's really not much in there, but the whole goal of the truck is to like never actually be in the truck. So I think it makes sense that there's not a lot in there. The only things that I own that aren't in this truck are like a backpack and a laptop. And it's been enough for me. And I think kind of not having the incentive to buy things, like if I'm in an apartment, I'm gonna have like a TV probably, and a TV stand to go along with it, and like probably a couch so I can watch the TV on. So like, even just being in the truck kind of incentivizes me to not think like that and not have those niceties to kind of glue me into my house. So I think that's been another boon of the truck. But yeah, I'm never in here, and this is all I need when I am in there. I don't mind it being pretty bare bones, but it might be a harder sell for the next person. So some of the things I've been thinking about doing, and I've been considering them more seriously recently, are putting in some drywall to cover up the insulation so it actually has like real walls, putting in some soundproofing and some more insulation in the walls and ceiling, so that's, you know, more hospitable. Maybe a ceiling vent instead of just the sunroof so that it actually has like real ventilation. Solar panels on the roof and like a Tesla Powerwall style thing, so like some sort of battery storage unit so that even when you don't have power coming from the solar panels, you can still use electronics. Like currently the only electronic I use is like my cell phone, and I charge it with a small portable battery. So that's obviously fine for me, but for the next person, that'll probably be something better. The other thing I was thinking of doing is cutting a hole from here to the front, or like a door, so that people can, you know, easily move between the two without having to hop out the back. Maybe replacing this with a different style of door that's more conducive to like wandering in and out of. So like one of the open sideways doors or something. And then maybe one thing I want to do, I don't know if anyone else would like this, but I want to take the bed and mount it up there. So like where the front of the truck meets the box. I just feel like that'd be cool. And I'd have even more room for storage and stuff. But keeping that from falling over and exploding and destroying the bed while I'm driving is an engineering challenge. So we'll see about that one. Like for people who knew me before I did this, not a lot of surprise. My parents were very unsurprised with it. I told them, like, even in like 6 months or a year before I even did this, I was like, you know, I think I'm gonna move to California and live in a truck. And they were like, well, that's weird, but like, I don't know, it sounds like you've researched it. My friends think it's novel. They thought it was weird before there was any articles about it, but now that like other people know about it, it's less weird, or it's like at least well established. I don't know. Random strangers on the internet, it's pretty much all over the place. You got the whole spectrum of opinions. You got like, I don't know, what are you doing? Go buy an apartment, you weird homeless millennial. All the way to, you know, like right on, I can see why you do that. I wouldn't do it myself, but, you know, the whole range of opinions. But I do have a group of friends out here that are very, accepting might be a strong word, but they are they've learned to live with the fact that I have the truck. We had a little truck warming party when I first moved in. On my birthday last year, they broke into the truck at midnight because they knew I didn't lock it, and they just surprised me with beer and cake. So yeah, the people that matter in my life are definitely okay with the truck. Yeah, I don't think it's not like a problem. They're not like, I'm not going to be friends with you until you sell that truck. Like that's that. So
good people then.
they're pretty solid friends. So I have a random blog. It's called FromInsideTheBox.com, where I document some truck stuff and some not truck stuff, just kind of whatever's going through my mind at the time. So for the first couple months when I was doing the blog, it was really more just like something to look back on, or something to, you know, just as a reminder of like all the silly shenanigans that have happened since I've got this thing. Because I have a terrible memory and I would totally forget half of them if I didn't document them. So it was more like a diary to start with, or something more manly sounding, like a journal. And also so that my parents like were aware that I didn't die in some like weird truck related accident. Like, because if they can see, okay, he posted this week, he's probably not dead, like it's fine. So, and then, you know, a couple publications got wind of it, and like that's how you guys found me. And I mean, I still update it like I did before, but now people actually read it that aren't just me and my mom. So that's fun. And people give me advice on how to like spruce up the truck, but like, you know, ideas to put a sunroof in or to put the insulation in, stuff like that. But so the longer or the more that I have the blog, the more it will be about traveling. So I actually just got back from my first real vacation that wasn't a business trip out of the country, and I went to Iceland. So I'll be writing about that eventually. But so, you know, the closer I get to retirement and traveling, the more the blog will be about, you know, where I'm traveling and how the truck life has prepared me for it. Because that's another thing, is that you know, living with so few things is just like traveling. Like, you know, you want to pack light, you want to be able to be mobile. So I think this is good preparation for all the future traveling I want to do. If your last question is like, what do I do if I'm never in the truck? Then that's probably the only other question I'd ask. So what do I do when I'm not in the truck? Why, thank you for asking. I mostly, so like on the weekends, it's, you know, wake up, gym, shower, and then like go on with my day. So obviously I'm not gonna like chill in here and watch Netflix on my laptop or anything because it's a small truck and it's not that exciting to be in. I do a lot of biking. Recently I've been doing a lot of reading. I've tried to read more about travel destinations so I know the slightest bit of what I'm doing when I actually get there. And I work a lot on random side projects like the blog, for example. And I was just saying about some random side websites I build for my friends and stuff. A couple little nonprofit projects I've been working on. So I keep busy. The key is just not having too much of an open schedule because then, you know, you don't want to, like I said, you don't want to chill in the truck. So it's kind of forced me to keep engaged, which I think is a good thing. Well, last name I like to keep secret because I got to keep people, you know, on their toes. But got to make it, you know, a little interesting. So first name is Brandon, B-R-A-N-D-O-N, and last name is redacted.
Okay.
R-E-D-A-C-T-E-D.
Thanks.
Hey guys, it's Alexis.
And Christian.
Thank you very much for watching our video.
Yes, and subscribing to our channel.
And don't forget to check out more tiny house stories.
And tours.
Oh, and don't forget to join us on Patreon.
And again, don't forget to subscribe.
See you next time.
Take it easy, guys.